That's not a pocket chocolate. And she is subjecting everyone else to her symptom.
He's like one of those blob creatures that, like, the more you feed it, the bigger it gets.
You can really appreciate the world around you. You have to learn to appreciate yourself.
This is a room full of cheese. I'm kind of an asshole. Asshole.
Sushi Jackknife. 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 Sushi Jackknife.
Record. Hit record. Hit record. Hit it.
We are recording.
Yeah! That's what I'm talking about.
We're recording right now.
I'm bringing the energy tonight. Woo!
Wow.
Do you feel the energy?
This is the difference between when we have beer and when we have tea.
I'm hyped up. I'm hyped up on that Earl Grey.
It's pretty extreme stuff.
Yeah, man. I'm feeling it.
Not as extreme as other options that are out there, but...
Earl Grey is like the speedball of teas.
I remember people talking, because white tea was a thing that came out. Not came out, because it's been around for a long time, but it became popular when I was younger. And I remember people talking about it as if it was like the cocaine of tea. They're like, this is the most caffeine achievable in tea. White tea.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had white tea?
Yeah.
It tastes pretty good.
Yeah, it's good. It's
not great.
You wouldn't think it would be so caffeine
It doesn't
heavy.
have a lot of flavor.
You know what it kind of tastes like? Tastes like a cloud. Tastes like vapor.
I mean, out of all the teas, it's the closest to vapor flavored. I will agree with that.
Thank you.
It does not taste like a cloud.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
No!
What?
More excitement.
Welcome to Sushi Jackknife.
Draw them in.
They've been drawn. I do actually have something exciting to tell you. I won something today. I've never won. I'm not going to say anything because my memory's not great. So it's possible that I won something I've forgotten about. I won an MP3 player one time out of a box of cereal. Not like an iPod, like a junky one when they could only hold like 15 songs.
If it was in a box of cereal, you didn't win anything, right?
It was just in there.
Yeah, it's not like actually a competition. They call it a prize,
so,
but it's just something to trick you into buying cereal.
So maybe I've never actually won anything.
No.
Okay. So today I did. I won something.
What box of cereal did it come
Well, it's non-cereal related.
Okay.
You probably know this company. It's a guitar pedal company called JHS.
Yeah.
They make a lot of really cool, awesome, handmade.
Yeah, they make things.
Original designed guitar pedals out of Kansas City.
Yeah, if you like guitars, go look at them.
Yeah.
If you don't care, don't go look.
They make really great stuff.
Don't waste your time. It's a waste of your time if you're not interested.
The guy that runs the company, Josh,
yeah,
does a great vlog on YouTube. So if you're have any interest in guitar pedals or just
go watch his vlog.
Sound.
If you don't have any interest, don't watch it.
No, yeah, exactly. It's great if you like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So they were giving away a pedal that they made in conjunction with Ryan Adams. It's called the VCR, Volume, Chorus, and Reverb, and it's something I've actually lusted over in the past. And they
sounds healthy.
Yeah, and I lust a lot, and he wrote he said in a video, just write one sentence in the comments about why you need this pedal, and I'll just show you a little bit of what happened. So I wrote a very honest response as to why I need the pedal, and
was your honest response, I really don't need the pedal?
Right.
I would very much like to have the pedal.
So, 086 so someone else won it, and this is what he's talking about here.
These are my 3 favorite numbers in the whole world. Clearly, this should go to me. So this is coming your way, and just because
the buzzing is coming to them.
I really think Justin Croft, you deserve one as well. So I'm going to send out a second VCR. Here's your comment. I'm a little worried about you, and I think you need some joy in your life. Your comment says, I need the VCR because I just sent my dad to jail. No kidding. Very depressed. But I did just have a great sandwich, so ... smiley face. You're going to get one too, man. You know, I just want to see you smile. That's important to me. So 2 VCRs going out in the mail today. We will respond to your original comment with information.
Yeah.
I have a. I want to clarify something here.
Yeah.
You did say
Yeah.
a one sentence.
Yeah.
Reply.
Well,
Your reply
yeah.
broke
It did.
every rule.
It broke every rule.
Which, I mean, there was one.
Yeah.
There was
Yeah.
one rule.
Yeah. That's true.
Unless you
And I thought about that.
improperly punctuated it, in which case it's just a very bad sentence.
I punctuated it like a modern novel.
Okay.
Where like 2-word sentences, you know? So and what I said is true. My dad did have to go to jail. Drugs are bad. Drugs are bad. Violence and threats of violence are also bad. I wrote so the one sentence was I needed because I just sent my dad to jail, period. And then the follow-ups were no kidding, period. Very depressed, period. But I had a great sandwich, whatever, ... Yeah, so I have like 4 sentences,
Yeah,
really.
you actually quadrupled
I did.
the limit.
I know.
In fact, I'm glad you got the pedal, but really
Thanks.
based on the rules,
Yeah.
he should come take a pedal from me.
Oh, I have a lot of crap he could have. Absolutely.
Like, he needs to come here and just start taking things.
But it was so sweet, and I mean, they make amazing stuff. I wrote it, and I thought, like, okay, this is like really honest, right? It was all true. It was exactly how I felt, and I was hesitant to send it off. And then Diebert, you guys remember Diebert from previous podcasts? I was like, is this a good? And she laughed, and I thought, okay, that's good. I'm just going to do it.
Did she know about the single sentence rule?
No, I don't think I disclosed. But I'm super thankful to JHS. I don't have any of their stuff. I've wanted some of their stuff for a long time. The Muffaletta in particular, because I like fuzz pedals. And they make lots of, like I say, tons of great stuff. So really excited. I don't have a chorus pedal at all, and I've been wanting one of those in particular. And yeah, so thank you, JHS. You guys are amazing. You make great stuff, and you're nice people.
I've never played any of your stuff, so I have no strong opinion.
I mean, you're probably a lot like me. Like, you don't have a lot of like I have a couple Boss
I play
pedals.
acoustic.
Yeah, you mostly play acoustic.
I very rarely need a pedal.
Yeah.
I have a tuning pedal somewhere in my house.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Somewhere.
But that was my big news. That's what happened to me today. It was a nice feeling. It was a very nice feeling. Yeah, it's also really weird when you watch as much YouTube as I do, which is a lot, or listen to, rather. I usually find videos and then just play it and then pop headphones in. And it's weird to hear your name in one, you know, when you watch so much of it. It's
I can't relate to that.
No, I don't know, it's fun. You don't watch a lot of YouTube?
No.
Okay.
Not too much. Like, when I'm watching YouTube, basically I'm using YouTube as a source to listen to something that I could have listened to elsewhere.
Yes.
But it's on YouTube, and that's handy at the moment.
Sure. It's right there for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, now that they have music on there and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can listen to music. Fine.
True that.
I don't need to watch things. I didn't even realize until recently how big the world of, like, YouTube celebrities actually is.
Yeah, it's big.
It's weird.
Yeah, and for a younger people, a few, you know, I don't know, probably 15 years younger than us or something, or maybe even more, 20 years younger than us, like teenagers these days, like they're like huge celebrities to them, and
it's weird.
It's a different thing than you know, it just didn't exist when we were coming up.
Back in my day,
Yeah.
our celebrities were real celebrities. They weren't, you know, people who learned how to make a jump cut in a video that they upload to YouTube. That's what I can't handle.
You don't like jump cuts?
Too many of them.
Yeah, and
I'm
that's when
okay
like
with-
it just cuts from one thing directly into something else.
Yeah. I'm okay with jump cuts.
Yeah.
But I feel like every YouTube video I've ever seen is 80% jump cut.
That's a good point.
It's like, I'm over here. Now I'm over here. I'm animated both times. Blah!
I do like I took a video editing class in high school, and I remember this was like pre-computer, so no Final Cut, definitely nothing like that. Like, I mean, we had computers I didn't go.
It sounds like you just had a cheap video program.
We did. It was like one. I mean, it wasn't even a full class. It was like a technology class that included some video. So we had like one of the editor boxes, right? I don't know what it's called, but it had the jog wheel, and it had like pre-assigned like dissolves and different effects that you could use.
It's really cool that you got to edit video in 1983.
But it was 2000. It was the year 2000. I think, I was a freshman, So, and that was the class. The teacher was nice enough. But one time he offered me a piece of chocolate that had gotten warm in his pocket. And I thought that was strange. And that stuck with me till this day, really.
What kind of chocolate was it?
It was fancy. It was like Godiva or something.
What kind of fool is carrying Godiva around in their pocket?
Well,
that's not a pocket chocolate.
It's a valid question, Nathan. I think that's a very valid question.
If you want pocket chocolate, that's a Hershey right there.
The kind of guy
that's a Kiss. You get a Kiss in there.
It's the same kind of guy that teaches a technology class in rural Georgia. That's the kind of guy that walks around with chocolate in his pocket.
I honestly don't trust people who have candy that they're carrying around with them in their pocket regularly anyway.
Yeah.
I'm sure anyone listening to this, I'm sure one of you has carried candy in your pocket.
Sure.
It's just weird.
Well,
it's a weird thing to do.
You find it
do you really need candy so badly that at any given moment you could need to just dig into your pocket? Like you can't take a second to find it laying around. It's got to be in your pocket. It's got to be within an arm's length of you at all times.
Some people put all kinds of stuff in their pocket. I mean, when I was a kid, I would fill my pockets. We're talking like 10 years old here, right? I'd fill my pockets with like rocks and after school, in the afternoon. And then my mom would pick me up and I would unload my pockets, and it would take like, a good 10 minutes with everything I had. What did you just pull out of your pocket?
I pulled out some chapstick.
Okay, so that makes sense.
Yeah, that's a thing you would keep in your pocket.
Put that in your pocket.
You do need that right there at an arm's length.
So this is a riveting discussion, but I did have something I wanted to bring up. All the experiences we've had lately with my wife being ill and having to go to the hospital and having a messed up foot and everything.
Yeah, real quick, pause.
Yeah.
I just thought of this.
Yeah.
How does she feel that she didn't make the I need a guitar pedal cut? Like she didn't get put into your reason why you needed a guitar pedal.
Oh, she doesn't care. It shouldn't have anything to do with her. She wouldn't care.
Well, I mean, but that's also things that are happening.
Oh, because of, I guess I could have formed a compound sentence. Well, it's on the scale of trauma, Nathan, like my trauma.
No, I understand on the scale.
What happened to her was not traumatic to me, really.
Right. Well, I mean, but
I'm worried about her, but
you spend a lot of time worrying now.
Sure.
A lot more.
Yes.
You need a guitar pedal to take your mind off of it. See?
I see. Well, whatever I did, it worked, I guess.
I'm just saying, you left her off the list. Anyway, go ahead.
No. So with everything, with the coming and going to the hospital, we have Vanderbilt here in Nashville. And it's a big hospital. Like, it's a learning hospital. There's tons of people there.
It is large.
It is very large.
I like half of the nurses there.
Okay. It's interesting.
Well, when we had a child, we stayed there for an extended period of time.
Yes.
And the night nurse staff is dookie.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. I've actually heard that before.
Yeah, in the nursery area.
I've heard that about all.
Yeah, the night staff was dookie. The day staff was great.
Brilliant. Absolutely
but
brilliant.
Straight booty, that night staff.
So all this coming and going, right? And they have this great thing they do where when you go there for an appointment, you pull in to the garage and a valet takes your car and parks your car.
I don't
right?
like that.
No, it's good because you don't have to worry about where to park. You know, you just get out and go to the elevator, right?
Counterpoint.
Okay.
You don't know where they parked your car.
No, they get it for you.
But what if you just want to run out and get something? This is a thing that's happened in my life there. Anyway, go ahead.
I can see that. So they park your car, then you go to the elevators, right? And the only problem that I really have with this place is that the elevators should be much larger. Mm-hmm. Because there's a ton of people, and navigating a person who's on a foot scooter or in a wheelchair usually necessitates clearing the elevator, which is already occupied, loading yourself into it, trying not to run over other people who are injured or ill. I mean, they're going to the hospital for some reason or another.
Plus, we're in the South, so odds are at least 50% of them are morbidly obese.
That is a possibility. So the navigation of that, like, where do we go? And I don't know if anyone's ever had a knee scooter out there. It's like you kneel on it, and it's the squirreliest thing, right? Like, it's helpful because you can actually get around, but you are very likely to, like, if you're on a sidewalk, just to veer off the curb and go into a ditch with one of these things. Like, the turning radius is very sensitive, right?
Sounds awesome.
Right. So you're dealing with all that, and I just thought to myself, is there any more awkward a situation to be in than being in a hospital elevator and navigating the social dynamics of that situation? Because everyone that's there is either A, injured, B, hurt. No, that's the same thing. A, injured, B,
Also
ill,
injured. Oh,
C, a loved one of someone who is injured or ill, or they work there and they deal with that all day long.
Yeah.
And they're kind of, they're a little jaded, probably, mostly. And that's what I was thinking about. So can you think of any other situation that's that bad?
Outside of a hospital?
Yeah, or just anything. Yeah. That you have to deal with on, like, a normal basis.
Oh, on a normal basis.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
Okay, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I just proved my point.
Yeah.
It's a bad situation.
That's not great. I mean, it could be made worse.
By?
Well, let's say you got onto the elevator. You navigated all of that, and then the sweet old lady who was at the front that moved out of the way so that you could get on there just rips one.
Rips one what? What are you talking about?
You know, big old pooter.
What?
Just rips one.
Oh, what? Huh?
Just big old pooter.
I don't... Oh, I don't want to talk about this.
I'm shocked that you didn't know what rips one or pooter meant here.
I don't
And then
know.
you, in addition to feeling awkward because of all of the weird dynamics, now have to ride up like 3 floors in a cloud of old lady gas.
Oh, yeah. No, that's bad.
worse.
That's worse.
That's worse.
That's worse. I agree. No, I'm
For
I'm
everyone
with
involved. She also probably feels worse.
you. She probably does.
I mean, she's at the hospital because she doesn't feel well.
Right.
This is a symptom. And she is subjecting everyone else to her symptom. Like, you would feel very self-conscious.
I would. I would. Yeah.
And you know that at least one person on the elevator is snickering because farts are funny.
I
People think farts are very funny.
They do.
Farts are hilarious.
I don't so much.
Universally, everyone thinks farts are funny. My child, when he was less than 1 year old, you know
Yep.
what made him laugh?
What?
Fart noises.
You noted that? Like, you paid close attention to that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you want to make your kid laugh.
You
And
do. You do.
Like faces. Faces might. But every single time, what got him?
Okay. Speaking of my wife, she had a moment of brilliance moments ago.
You just transitioned from my kid loving farts
Yeah.
to your wife.
Yeah. Yeah.
How would your wife feel knowing, number one, that she got left off your guitar pedal list, and number two, that I said fart and you immediately thought, my wife? Word association.
Yeah, we could play some more of that game if you want. But there's another game I think we should play, and this is all down to the brilliance of Jen. And I know that at least one fan out there has been asking us to resurrect a certain game for a long time.
But we didn't do it because we don't care what you think, Roy.
Wow. So we used to do a game, we did it a couple times on the show, called Who Said It? Lil Wayne or Garrison Keillor. Now, as it turns out, with the things that have come out about Garrison Keillor in recent times, you can see how it could be a challenging game. And I struggled for a long time of what other two people could we do, because we kind of ran dry on quotes from those two people. And Jen said, how about a Who Said It? Conway Twitty or Kanye West? And I said, that is fucking brilliant.
I reserve judgment until after I hear these quotes.
Well, I'm going to hit you some.
Okay.
Nathan, who said it?
Conway Twitty.
Just wait. Who said it? Conway Twitty or Kanye West? Listen to advice, but follow your heart. Listen to
That's
advice.
a very generic quote.
That's what makes it hard.
That could just be anyone.
It could be any person.
Yeah.
But it's credited to one of these gentlemen.
I think they both said it.
I don't think... That's not an option. You have to pick one.
I don't have to do
I don't
anything.
have the information on both of them.
I would
possibly.
say 25% of the human race has said that exact thing.
You know what? I'm going to give that one to you. You're not wrong. All right? That was Conway Twitty.
Okay.
All right. So, you ready for another one?
Yeah.
Okay. Who said it? Kanye West or Conway Twitty? Did I say Conway West and
Yeah,
Kanye
Conway.
Twitty?
Yeah, Conway
That
West.
sounds like an indie rock band name that someone would come up with. You know, like Dale Earnhardt Jr. Remember that? Mm-hmm. Or like, there's some others, but yeah. We are all self-conscious. I'm just the first to admit it.
Kanye West.
Yep, that's true.
Also,
That is true.
he is not the first to admit that he's self-conscious. That's for a separate game called Identify True or False, based on what Kanye West
No,
is
absolutely.
saying.
Okay, round 3.
Yeah.
So far, I don't know what to give you on that first one. I'll give you a half. Mm-hmm. So you got 1.5. All right. Who said it? I'll say things that are serious and put them in a joke form so people can enjoy them. We laugh to keep from crying.
Conway Twitty.
No, that was Kanye West.
He's never told a joke.
Do you think there's a possibility that everything he's doing is a giant joke?
No.
Yeah, I
Absolutely
agree.
not.
I agree with you.
I think everything he's doing is... I think people should stop paying attention to it. I'm going to be honest.
Yeah.
Because it's just feeding him.
Right.
It's a troll job and also kind of a mental health crisis.
He's like one of those blob creatures that, like, the more you feed it, the bigger it gets, kind of thing. It's kind of like that. I mean, he doesn't grow physically larger, but
Yeah.
worse things
I mean, he's
happen.
gotten bigger.
Has he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know.
He used to have liposuction. Now he doesn't anymore.
Oh, is that true?
Yeah, he said that during a manic episode on
That's interesting.
on TMZ.
Oh, wow. Nathan, who said it? Kanye Twitty or Kanye West? Fads are the kiss of death. When the fad goes away, you go with it.
Oh, well, that's definitely Conway Twitty.
Yeah, Conway Twitty.
Because Kanye West creates fads. His quote would be about how he makes the fad.
That's a good point, actually. I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right. Okay, we're going to do 2 more. Let's do 2 more.
Ooh, I've got one.
Okay. Oh, I get to play?
Yeah.
Oh.
By the way, you're going to know who said this. I just really enjoy the quote.
Okay.
I don't even listen to rap. My apartment is too nice to listen to rap.
Conway Twitty.
Kanye West.
No, I know. Obviously. My apartment is too nice.
Yeah.
How about this one? I'm the only thing I'll ever hold against you. I'm the only thing I'll ever hold against you.
Kanye.
Conway.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. All right, one more. One more.
People never change. They just become better at hiding who they are.
People never change. They just become better at hiding who they are.
Yeah.
Conway.
Kanye.
Ah!
That's right.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll have to revisit this game sometime. That was like a small taste of what could come of more of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll use it to satisfy, one rabid fan. I can't speak tonight.
Which is a really good characteristic to have
on an audio show.
When on a podcast, yeah.
It's true. No, it's true.
It's what you want.
It's what you want.
Yeah.
It's what you want. The lack of speaking. Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I get it.
Man.
I get it.
Do you think Roy feels satisfied now?
No, I don't. I think he's probably happy that we did something.
Is he seething
with rage?
Yeah,
that's possible. It's possible he's seething with rage.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, I'll survive. I'll survive either way.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna make it. You're gonna make it. It's just gonna be hard for you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You might have to bear down. You might have to crack a book. Mm-hmm. You might have to become a little bit of a focused Francesca for a little while.
I don't understand any of what you're talking about right now. Roy isn't happy with me, so I have to read a book?
Yeah, sure. Some kind of self-help book or something.
A specific book? Or
No.
I would never read a self-help book.
Yeah, I know that about you.
They're nonsense.
Nah, not all of them all the time.
They always are nonsense. Every self-help book, it's just common sense that someone decided to sell to you for $25.
Some of it's not common sense. Some of it's like actually bad advice.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's either common, at the best, it's common sense.
Yeah. At the top level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's always stuff like, before you can really appreciate the world around you, you have to learn to appreciate yourself.
What about the ones that are kind of based in neuroscience, like new neuroscience, right? Like, I'm trying to think of a good example. Mm-hmm. Like, there's this one that talks about how, if you're gonna do something,
Yeah.
you need to make the decision to do it within like 5 seconds after having the idea.
That's not a self-help book.
Oh, okay. You wouldn't call that a self-help
No.
book. Okay.
No. That is a different category in my mind.
Okay.
That's like a motivational book.
Oh, okay. See, okay. That's
Self-help
all right.
books
Interesting.
are a specific subgroup in my mind.
Okay.
Of like Tony Robbins garbage.
He's an interesting fellow.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
That's what I have in mind when I think self-help book.
Okay. That makes a lot more sense to
I mean, there are books that you can get things out of.
Yeah.
But self-help books are... It sounds like something Dr. Phil would say.
One man's opinion.
Uh-huh.
And that man is you.
Yeah. I stand by it.
Okay.
I challenge you to find me one self-help book that I'm going to read and go, well, that was educational, and I feel like I know more about myself.
Actually, there's no hope for you. So no,
I mean,
I don't think that's going to happen.
Even the books like that, like you're mentioning.
Yeah, the more science-based stuff.
That's not necessarily a book that's going to make you do anything.
That's true. You have to want to do something
That's just
yourself.
a fact.
Yeah.
That's like the facts are interesting. The rest of the book is going to be garbage if it's a self-help book that pulled a random fact in.
So what do you think about motivation? What do you think about the what do you think takes a person from just having an idea to actually doing something or starting something?
Mm-hmm. I mean, really just doing it.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's what I think too.
There's not a deeper answer to it.
Right.
It's not.
You either sort of do or don't.
Yeah. Like there are a lot of things I want to do that I'm not going to start doing.
Right.
Because I don't want to do them that bad.
Like in reality.
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You don't really want to do it that bad.
No.
Yeah. No,
like
I
if you
understand
want
that.
to, if you are motivated to do something, you don't have to motivate yourself to do the thing.
What about a long process, right? Like say you're gonna write like a full book, right?
Yeah.
And you need to motivate yourself at different points along the way.
Yeah.
Because in order to write a book, you're gonna need to write some most every day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're ever gonna finish it.
Well,
right?
this is a situation I'm stuck in right now.
Okay. Interesting.
It's not me motivating myself.
Yeah.
It's me finding time.
Sure.
That's more it's
The
just
issue.
like make time.
Yeah.
Right now I can't make time
If
because I
it's-
just started a new job.
Right. Yeah.
It really screws up time.
Yeah. If something matters to you, though,
Yeah.
hopefully you can make time for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, why? Okay, let's say your passion
Yeah.
is soft shoe dance.
I don't even know what that is. Is that just like non-tap?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. Soft shoe. That old soft shoe, Nathan.
If you don't ever do it,
Yeah.
that's not really a passion.
No, it's a good point. Yeah. Okay.
Let's say your passion is handcrafting women's undergarments.
That sounds like a great passion.
If you don't sew one pair of panties, that's not a real passion.
Yeah, that's true. So why are you walking around calling it your passion?
Yeah, you can't walk around going, I'm a panty maker, if you don't ever feel like sitting down to make panties.
Now, you're not saying you have to feel like it every day.
No,
But
but at some point,
you gravitate towards making panties.
yeah.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, okay, do I play music every single day? No. Do I gravitate towards playing music? Yes, I do.
Yeah. I have before in my life drawn.
Oh, yes.
If I were to walk around right now and call myself an artist, a sketch artist,
Yeah.
that's a lie.
Because you never do it.
No.
Yeah.
It's not really a passion I have. It's a thing I've done.
Right. No, it's interesting. It's
Yeah.
interesting.
And also the panty thing. That wouldn't be true for me either. I have no interest in making panties. It sounds very boring.
I don't really sew well, so that would be an issue.
Yeah. Well,
What?
I mean, you'd get better the more panties you made.
That
Justin.
is true. The first ones would be it's just irregular. I couldn't remember when I was making these. Do all women have two legs generally? How does that work?
It's really weird that you have one leg on either side of.
like instead of down the middle,
Yeah,
there's like they're 90 degrees. They're special, for a special crowd.
Yeah, I feel like I could write a self-help book.
Yeah,
But I put that in the same category as like, if a person is dynamic enough, they
Yeah.
could probably like start a cult.
Oh,
They
for sure.
shouldn't do it. It's
Right.
a bad thing to do. Like if you wanted to, you could write a self-help book.
Yeah.
But it's probably garbage, and you know that before you write it most of the time.
I had an idea for one that I haven't really done much on, but I had an idea for one that would be like, the title would be something like 12 Ways to Completely Fuck Up Your Life. Because everyone, the typical thing is 12 ways to improve your relationships, or 12 ways to find motivation, or 12, you know what I mean? That kind of thing. And then I actually did listen to a self-help book that's pretty popular right now. It's called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. But, which was in the similar vein, I guess, of what I was thinking of. But, that guy had some points, but at the same time, I sort of got the vibe that he was just a gigantic douchebag, like through the course of the book.
Well,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? Have you heard of this book at all?
No.
Okay. All
Why
right.
would I have heard of this
Well, you're
book?
not. You don't like this stuff. I know. You don't like this stuff.
I don't run in those circles. And I don't listen to the NPR shows where they would be telling me about these books.
I actually heard about it from a friend. No, I'm not throwing the whole book out, but I did get the sense on listening to it that I was like, I don't know about this guy. You know?
Yeah.
After a while.
Well, I don't... Okay. This is going to sound pretty judgmental, and if we have any self-help writers listening, my apologies to you in
First of
advance.
all, why?
My apologies to you.
Yeah.
The cojones it takes to say... this is why I don't trust self-help books. To say, you know, I figured it out. I have figured it out. I'm going to tell everyone what it is.
Yeah.
Because I know. No, you don't. What do you know?
You're just flailing out there like the rest of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You figured out one thing for yourself that worked one time, and you wrote 200 pages of a New York Times bestseller out of it. Congratulations.
And I mean it when I say it, that like stuff I read in books like that can really kind of burrow itself in my head, and I have to try to find a way to if it's it takes a lot of experience, I guess I would say, to excise that demon.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, here's an example. This is I can't remember what writer this was that was talking about this. It was a comedy writer.
Okay.
Talking about they heard one time in some self-help thing that someone said, if you talk about a project you're working on,
Yeah.
it triggers the same part of your brain that is triggered by finishing the project. So
Oh,
you'll never
no.
finish the project.
Oh.
And so he went years without ever telling anyone what he was working on until he was done with it.
No. No, you have to get no.
I mean, it worked. It worked out fine for him.
He's fine.
But no.
No, like he could have. He could have been communicating, and who knows what collaborations would have come out of that.
Well, and I mean, worst case scenario is you tell someone and they go, "I don't like that idea."
Yeah.
Because it's not really scratching. I've told people things I'm working on.
Yeah,
I don't
me
tell them
too.
and go, "I feel good about that."
Yeah, I mean, I float stuff out there. I have a lot of ideas, and I float them out there to see if they sound good to anyone else. So that gives me a read on whether I should pursue it or not. Now, if I feel really strongly about pursuing something, regardless of what everyone else says, then I'll go for it. But if I don't feel that hot about it, I feel like, maybe this is a good idea, I'll float it with certain trusted individuals.
Yeah.
And if they respond positively, then I'm like encouraged, and I'm like, okay, this might be worth my time.
All right. Here is my self-help book.
Okay,
We're writing it right now.
We've talked. You know what? I'm just realizing we've talked about doing this for a long time.
Yeah. Well, I've got ideas now.
Okay.
Number 1, just do things. That's number 1.
Decide what you want to do and do it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Number 2, if you're doing things, just make sure that those are good things to be doing, do that. All right, so that's 2 self-help advices right there.
All right. We're about 50 pages
Number 3,
in.
don't start a cult. It's bad. Don't be a cult leader.
No matter what you do. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, you can believe in yourself, but don't start a cult.
Not that much.
Yeah.
Don't believe in yourself that much.
Believe in yourself enough to finish that book that you're writing, or to learn how to play Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Because that's what you learn how to play there.
Or to ask out somebody or whatever.
And then stop. Don't get too cocky there, because then you have a cult, and that turns into a whole thing. The FBI comes after you. I mean...
It's true. It's true.
You have to commit mass suicide. That's no fun. All right, so that's 3 things.
3 things. Okay, great. I'm glad you put don't start a cult as like a major point in the book.
Yeah.
I feel like
I really feel like actually number 4 should be seriously though, don't start a cult. Don't start a cult. That can be a quick chapter, just like reiterating chapter 3.
Right.
Chapter 5.
No, you write that title for chapter 4, and underneath it says reread chapter 3.
Right. Chapter 5. Let's see. Don't listen to the people who tell you what's best for you.
Yeah.
You have to make your own decisions.
You really do. You really do.
And when I say that, that negates the rest of the book.
And that's
we
the
no
end.
longer have to finish the book because you shouldn't be listening to this garbage. Burn the book.
Not bad, Nathan.
Give me my millions of dollars now, please.
I mean, I'm curious. That was like a book of don'ts. Mm-hmm. And, everyone, you have to have a follow-up, right? So if you write a book of don'ts, then your next book is a book of do's, right?
No.
No?
No, I'm...
You're done.
I'm very focused on the don'ts.
Out,
what do I look like? The do guy? I'm the don't guy.
Yeah, no, that's valid. That's valid. You would be the don't guy. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone has to tell people don't.
This is a TED Talk.
Mm-hmm. Oh, man.
The power of don't.
Let me tell you, right after my book hits top 10 New York Times bestseller,
right.
Getting a TED Talk immediately.
And it's called The Power of Don't.
I've been working on my slideshow.
What about your clicker skills? Very
man,
important.
I got that. Look at this. Look at me click.
You want to be relatable, not too serious, not too light. Right there in the TED zone.
Click.
Yeah.
Click.
No. Look at that.
Click.
There's a graph I made.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
but what we can see here... See, that's how I start many things in my TED Talk.
You open it.
And then gesture wildly at the graphic behind me.
This is a room full of cheese. Mm. Don't eat this.
I made this in PowerPoint.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think this may be my new career move.
Well, I like it. I support it.
The downside is by the time I finish that book, would no longer myself feel the motivation.
But you would have
to do another
something.
book.
Yeah.
And so my career is done.
That's fine. You did one thing, which is a lot more than a lot of people do.
I am excited about my gig opening up for Tony Robbins.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to be the opening act.
You need to get everybody feeling real bad. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so that he can come out and...
I'm just going to walk out and start pointing at people. Hey, why are you here? Don't! No!
You're like a Don Rickles.
Yeah.
And a Tony Robbins.
Do we have anyone from out of town here? I don't care! No! All right, Tony. Tony, come on out.
Cut to Tony. Woo! They should get a very small, unattractive fella to do that role for Tony Robbins. Mm-hmm. Because when he comes out, he's a giant, first of all. He's a gigantic man. Mm-hmm. And, it would just increase the effect.
With him being giant and me being my height.
Yeah, you're normal.
Yeah, I could ride on his shoulders. That would be fun for both of us.
That would be fun. Yeah. Actually, you could do your whole bit from atop him.
Yeah. No! And then I just point down, and then he yells at them, but yells encouraging things.
Maybe it could be like a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome situation where you're like, you got chains on and you're kind of strapped to him with like a leather harness of some kind, and you have a little.
I think you stopped describing a self-help seminar and some sort of sexual act in the middle of that.
Same thing.
Might as well be.
Yeah. Speaking of all this stuff, it reminds me of something I read recently about personality types, right? And I love personality stuff. I love Myers-Briggs. I like the Enneagram a little bit. I don't know why I don't like it as much. Well, probably because my Enneagram says I'm kind of an asshole. So
you're what?
I'm kind of an asshole.
No, you're what says this?
Enneagram.
I don't know what this is.
How have you avoided this in our community?
I don't know what an
Enneagram is. There are so
is.
many people talking on endlessly in this neighborhood about the Enneagram.
Is this the
numbers? Yeah.
Okay, see, let me tell you my experience with not just this,
Okay.
but all of these tests.
Okay.
I always find out they exist by being in a conversation
Yes.
like this. Oh, are you a 12? That is such a 12. And I say, I don't know what that means. And then I move on my merry little way. There was one for a while that it was animals.
Yeah, there's an
I'd be
animal
like,
one.
oh, that is just such a golden retriever thing to say.
You beaver.
No.
You big old beaver.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I think you're a beaver with a wing and gerbil.
And I'm going to also tack on, this is for anyone in our neighborhood who might be listening to this. Assuming that everyone has done this test, don't be obnoxious. I don't even know what it is.
No, you don't. You don't.
No one has told me what the test is. They just shout random numbers at people.
You're such a...
I'm a 43! Blah, blah, blah. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead with
No,
your
I
Enneagram.
share a lot of those feelings. Well, but what I was going to bring up is there was a recent study that came out from psychologists that, well, first of all, and you'll love this. First of all, they said it's all crap, right? Like most personality tests have no bearing on actual personality traits, and actually, the only things they can really point to are about 4 traits in people, right? Or no, 5 traits that, through a combination of them, end up with 4 types, and it more or less breaks down like this: you have people who are like a bit sort of socially timid and quiet, like kind of introverted types. You have average people.
Yeah.
And that's literally what they call them, average. You have what they call role models, who are like people who are real kind of extroverted, but they're like, they have the best interest of society. You know, like they have morals and standards, you know, and they're like, you know, leader type people, like good leaders. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Then you have the 4th category, who are just assholes, who are extroverted types, but they don't care about anybody else. Like they're just,
They're psychopaths.
they're psychopaths.
Neat. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
They're kind of, well, they're a lot like our friend in the White House. They just don't give a shit about anybody else.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And
no, he would definitely fall in that category.
definitely, and they're just out there for themselves. And if you think about it, that's the basic 4 ways that people can be broken down.
I have another thing I'd like to throw out there about this. Maybe this could make it in the self-help book too.
Yeah.
Tests like that, I have this theory,
Yeah.
and no one can prove me wrong on this.
All right.
Because everyone who takes a test like that
Yeah.
immediately goes, oh, that is just what I'm like.
Oh, yes.
And then they start identifying by this number or whatever it is.
Or letters.
But it's
Yeah.
a self-fulfilling prophecy type of situation.
Yeah.
Where if I take that and I really believe that number accurately describes me,
Right.
there will be times, especially if it's been brought up, where I'm trying to frame everything in my life
Yes.
under the guise of I am a 14.
Right.
14 what is the range?
I think it's 1 through 9.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm an 8.
Yeah. You're not an 8.
I don't know what they are because I think it's ridiculous.
It's kind of sucks.
But I'm saying, like, if I took it and it turned out I was an 8 and I bought in completely to this test.
Yeah.
Every time anyone's talking about their life in that realm,
Right.
I'm going to be like, well, I am an 8, so I think this.
Yeah, like, okay, so all
You
right.
lose your personality.
That's actually true. You know what? And that's a wonderful, wonderful point. Yeah, I like the Enneagram less than I like Myers-Briggs, which a lot of people would argue with me about. But
Which one's that?
Myers-Briggs is the older one. That's the letters. So, like, I
did that one time. I don't remember what that was.
You probably did in college or something, right?
Yeah.
And the Myers-Briggs, I'm an ENFP, which means I'm a little bit extroverted. I use my intuition rather than like data to make decisions. I focus more on feelings than perceptions, and feeling, judging, perceiving. Hang on. So I don't remember what the flip side of. See, never mind. See, it gets complicated fast, right? And I mean, and I like that stuff, and I have found it helpful. But I really like your point also that you if you aren't careful, you can start to see everything through that lens and lose other bits of your personality.
Well, and that's
ironically.
I mean, that's one of the criticisms I've always had for anything like that. I mean, not just that, but also like, I mean, anything you want to call pseudoscience, I guess.
Sure.
Like things that are supposed to psychologically guide you and stuff. Well, if you already have an idea in your head, you are pushing yourself into that box instead of just thinking,
seeing what's like authentically there for you.
I don't. So anyway, all that to say, I'm doing an Enneagram right now.
Oh, you are?
And I'm not sure I am going to buy any of this.
I can't wait to hear what you're supposed to be.
There's 14 pages.
Do you know what your Myers-Briggs is?
No. I did it at one point.
Okay.
No, I don't. I don't know. I partly trust people. Let's see. All right, page 1 done. Man, this is ridiculous.
Oh, you got a ways. Did you do the real one? You didn't pay for this, did you?
No.
Okay.
Are you kidding? I don't pay for anything. I'm definitely not going to pay for something that I just said I don't buy.
See, I haven't actually taken the real test either, but everyone's similar experience to you. Everyone's coming up to me and going, "Oh, you're a 4." Mm-hmm. And I read the description of what a 4 is, and I thought, yeah, that kind of basically describes some things about me.
I don't remember who it was. It was someone in our circle of friends.
Yeah.
Was having a conversation about being introverted.
Yes.
Which I am.
Yes, you are.
I am aware of this.
Right.
And they're like, "Oh, I bet you're a 2 or whatever the number was."
Right. 2s aren't, yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what I am or what you're talking about. I didn't even know it was a test at that point.
Right.
I just thought they had a tiny mini stroke in the middle of our conversation.
Yeah.
And started saying numbers like a robot.
That is kind of what it starts to sound like after a while. And then there's like little variations on it.
I'm not finishing this.
No,
you're 14 pages.
You're not going to do it.
Come on.
You're not going to do it. Someone floated out there to me that you might be a 5. Let's look at the description of what a 5 is.
Who's floating my numbers around?
Oh, people are floating everyone's numbers around. Not just yours. Mine too. It's a known quantity at this point that I'm a 4, apparently.
I want to take this and be a 1. Just so everyone's wrong.
Yeah, one's not one.
No, I don't.
I
don't care what it is. I want to be a 1.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently, a 5 is intense and cerebral. You're intense and cerebral. Type 5 and brief. 5s are alert, insightful, and curious.
Okay.
They are able to concentrate and focus on developing complex ideas and skills.
Sure.
Independent, innovative, and inventive, they can also become preoccupied with their thoughts and imaginary constructs.
I will say that 75% of this just describes living people.
Yeah, that's true. Their basic fear is being useless or helpless or incapable. Is that your core fear?
Not really.
Okay, all right. Basic desire to be capable and competent.
Well, yeah, I mean, but that's another... I would like to meet the person who is like, I don't really care if I'm good at things.
Sure. Yeah, no, that's true. That is true.
I don't really want to be capable.
So here's apparently what I am. I'm a 4, everyone says. This is the individualist, the sensitive, introspective type, expressive, dramatic, self-absorbed, and temperamental. Well, I certainly can be accused of being self-absorbed. 4s are self-aware, sensitive, and reserved. I wouldn't say I'm reserved.
No.
I'm not reserved. I'm reserved about personal things.
Yeah, I guess it depends on your definition of reserve.
Right.
You are outgoing around people.
Yes.
But it is like 2 layers deep.
That's true.
Not like 30 layers.
That is so true. That's so true. And
see, I need my own personality test where I just tell people things about them.
And you're right. And
you got the Nathan test.
Yeah. Now that's interesting because I wouldn't have thought you would have picked up on that, but that's
I don't know if you heard what a 5 is.
Oh yeah, you pick up on everything.
I'm very insightful.
So they are emotionally honest, creative, and personal, but can also be moody and self-conscious. That's true. Withholding themselves from others due to feeling vulnerable and defective, they can also feel disdainful and exempt from ordinary ways of living. Wow. Basic fear is that they have no identity or personal significance. I will say that is my basic fear. Basic desire is to find themselves and their significance, or as they might say, to create an identity. So there you go. Mm-hmm. And I'm lumped in with Rumi and Chopin and Tchaikovsky. I like this list.
Wait, you didn't tell me who I'm lumped in
shit.
with.
Okay, dang it. Well, we don't know that you're a 5.
Well, I don't think we know that you're a 4.
We don't either. Yeah, no.
In fact,
right.
you haven't... This is actually worse than what we were talking about before, because we're not even throwing ourselves in boxes based on the test we took. We're throwing ourselves in boxes based on what people said the test might say if we took said test.
That is true. You're lumped in with Buddha.
Okay. Don't understand that, but
Albert
go on.
Einstein, Oliver Sacks, Vincent van Gogh, Stephen Hawking, Emily Dickinson, Agatha Christie, John Paul Sartre. A lot of like philosopher-y types. Trent Reznor.
Oh, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. I don't want any test comparing me to Trent Reznor.
Yeah, so there you go. That's Enneagram for you. Just a way to categorize your friends into a system of numbers.
I wonder if we know anyone who has stopped like being friends with someone because they didn't feel like their Enneagram number fit with... Like, you realize that this is just one step above basing your entire personality on, like, I'm a Pisces.
Well, yeah. No, it is. I think we should create our own type on the Enneagram, a type 0.
Uh-huh.
Just
I like that.
Everybody hates.
I'm going to insist, no matter what anyone says, I am a 23.
Okay, I like it.
I'm a 23.
And they're going to be like, you're a 2 with a 3 wing? Because that's the lingo. But yeah, you should say it. You should say
the lingo makes me so unhappy now. Oh.
I want you to introduce yourself as a 23, though.
Oh, man.
And I'll introduce myself as a 0.
I will, because basically everyone that knows us knows that I'm going to be a smartass about the whole thing.
That's
anyway.
correct. That's correct. And I'm gonna absorb and cancel out all the other numbers. So I'm a pit. I'm a void. I'm a black hole of Enneagram. Sushi Jackknife.
Sushi Jackknife.
Yeah, it's good to talk to you guys.